Good morning, Cullman. Thank you for joining us on Cullman Today. I'm your host, Christine Wiggins, and today is Wednesday, October 29th. Coming up on Cullman Today, Myrex sails to victory in State House District 12 special general election. The Link ramps up aid as SNAP pause hits Cullman County. And Cullman Caring for Kids keeps pantry open, calling for help amid the pause. All of this, plus sports, weather, and more. Now let's take a closer look at the top stories happening in Cullman today. Republican Cindy Myrex easily defeated Democrat Matthew Glover in the Tuesday, October 28th State House District 12 special general election. Voter turnout was very low at 6.4%. Results reported by the Cullman County Probate Office Tuesday evening with 28 of 29 boxes counted. Myrex 87.06%, Glover 12.85%, and write-in 0.09%. Back on August 12th, Myrex bested Republican Clint Hollingsworth in the State House District 12 special primary runoff election. Hollingsworth collected 41.47% of the vote, while Myrex got 58.53%. The seat had been empty since former Representative Corey Harbison of Good Hope resigned in April. With November SNAP benefits on hold during the federal shutdown, the Link of Cullman County is mobilizing help for families who will fill the gap at the checkout line. Local pantries are already stretched, and the Link's pantry now serves about 900 households a month, many working families, seniors, and parents with young children. How can you help right now? Give, gather, and serve. Financial gifts let pantries buy food in bulk at lower cost. Donate securely at linkingcullman.org or support any local pantry. Organize a food drive at church, your workplace, or school. High-need items include peanut butter, crackers, rice, cereal, and kid-friendly snacks. Volunteers are also needed for sorting, loading, and client support. You can email info@linkingcullman.org to sign up or to promote a drive. The Link is also seeking a small warehouse space to receive bulk shipments as demand rises. If you need assistance, bring a photo ID and your date of birth. The Link focuses on Cullman County households, but will not turn away those who are hungry. Donations, volunteer interest, and facility leads can be directed to info@linkingcullman.org. Together, the community can bridge the gap until SNAP payments resume. In related news, Cullman Caring for Kids says help is available now for families who need it. The nonprofit operates the United Way Food Bank at 402 Arnold Street Northeast, Suite W1 in Cullman. Hours are Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. They close from noon to 1 for lunch and restocking. Executive Director Stephen Sutter says the pantry is stocked and ready to serve anyone in need and is asking the community to rally alongside them with food, funds, and volunteer time as demand increases. Monetary gifts stretch the farthest, but shelf-stable staples, peanut butter, rice, pasta, cereal, canned meats, and vegetables are all welcome. If you need assistance or want to donate, call 256-739-1111. Updates and additional ways to help are posted on Facebook. Cullman Caring for Kids remains a steady resource, open, ready, and counting on neighbors to keep local families fed. And that's all for our top stories this morning. Coming up, Addison and Meek reach 1A final in the state volleyball tourney, and Wallace State flag football stays unbeaten. Welcome back. Let's lead off today's sports segment with an update on the state volleyball tournament in Birmingham. After earning the top 2 seeds, Addison and Meek were back on court at the 1A state tournament Tuesday. Addison swept Milry in the quarterfinals. Meek swept Leroy on the other court. In the semis, Addison rolled past Appalachian to punch its ticket to the finals. Meek faced University Charter, took the first set 25-16, dropped the next two, dominated the fourth, and closed the tiebreaker 15-8 to advance. Meek meets Addison for the 1A state title today at 12:30 p.m. at Bill Harris Arena. Moving over to Wallace State flag football, cold weather and a resilient opponent couldn't slow the Lions. Wallace State pushed its record to 14-0 with back-to-back wins over Calhoun at Oliver Woodard Stadium, 33-20 and 31-6. Game 1 highlights included Emma Kyle touchdown throws to Destiny Ely, Taylor Kindred, and Michaela Williams, plus a late Mariah Ragland scoring run to seal it. In Game 2, Kyle found Ragland deep, Kindred hit Maggie Patterson, then added a pick six. Williams broke a punt return for a score, and Kyle caught a short touchdown to cap it. Next up, Sunday at Northwest Shoals in Florence. Coming up next, Tools of the Trade puts careers in reach for 8th graders, and Cullman's most elaborate Halloween house? You decide. We've got the tour next. Welcome back. Now it's time to speed things up with a news rundown. 4 stories in under 4 minutes. Fairview turned Halloween into a hands-on science lab at their annual Halloween STEM Day. Robotics, slime, pumpkin power, and more. Annabelle Howes has the story.
Fairview High School, Fairview Middle School, and Parkside School came together on Thursday, October 23rd for a mix of science and seasonal fun, their annual Halloween STEM Day. The event invited pre-K through 5th grade students to explore hands-on demonstrations in science, technology, engineering, art, and math, all with a Halloween twist. Fairview High science teacher Elizabeth Lockhart says students got to experience a little bit of everything, a mix of robotics, arts, and engineering. Students had built bumpkins to act as controllers for games. The Vex robotics team was showcasing their work ahead of their November competition, and they even had dry ice demonstrations. This year's Halloween STEM Day featured 23 demonstration tables and 13 themed games, allowing students to explore areas of interest from chemistry to robotics. Lockhart says the event is also a way to connect schools and students. Lockhart said, "I work closely with Parkside's principal, Caleb Elrod, and since it's one of our feeder schools, I wanted a way to bring our students together so that the transition doesn't feel so disjointed." Lockhart says the event benefits older students just as much as the younger ones, with the big kids getting into it just as much as the little ones. They designed and researched all the demonstrations themselves, focusing on what they're most interested in. That excitement really carries over and helps inspire the younger kids. This is the 4th year for the event, and its 2nd time to be hosted at Parkside. Lockhart says it's something students and the teachers look forward to every year. The big kids might even love it more than the little ones. They get to be silly, have fun, and still trick the younger students into learning something new. The collaboration isn't over yet. The schools are already planning a spring STEM event for middle school students featuring large-scale outdoor experiments. She said, "Every year it continues to grow, and every year we see how much it means to both our students and the community." This has been Annabelle Howes with Cullman Today.
More than 1,600 students and teachers from 5 area school systems packed Wallace State on Thursday, October 23rd for the annual Tools of the Trade Expo. The day let 8th graders test drive careers with hands-on stations, removing sutures, practicing CPR, hammering nails, even cutting hair, while exploring Wallace State programs. Local employers and community groups joined in to showcase real jobs and everyday skills, from industry demos to how to write a check. Co-sponsors included the Cullman Area Chamber of Commerce, Blount County Economic Development, the Cullman Economic Development Agency, Cullman County Economic Development, and area legislators Senator Garland Gudger, Representative Heath Albright, Representative David Standridge, and Representative Tim Wadsworth. Tools of the Trade was a county-wide team effort to help students connect classroom learning to high-demand careers and to the training paths available right here at Wallace State. A Cullman yard becomes the upside down. Annabelle takes us to the Stranger Things showstopper everyone's talking about.
For one Cullman couple, Halloween isn't just a holiday. It's a creative passion project that transforms their front yard into a full-scale experience. Heidi and Rick Milliken have been turning their home into a Halloween wonderland since 2021. What started as a lighthearted competition with neighbors has grown into a community tradition that draws crowds and sometimes even slows traffic. Each year, the couple chooses a new theme for their elaborate setup. Past years have featured Pirates of the Caribbean and Beetlejuice. This year, their yard will transport visitors into the world of Stranger Things, complete with fan-favorite spots like Scoops Ahoy, Castle Byers, and the Wheelers' basement in the Byers' living room. With about 25 volunteers helping out, the display will also include an old-school arcade, photo ops, giveaways, and a gift basket sponsored by Sky's the Limit and Core Creations. Visitors who tag the display on social media will be entered to win prizes. The Millikens say it's the community excitement that keeps them going every year.
And putting months and months into this, there are times I just like, is this really worth it? But then we'll get this time of year, like the week before Halloween, we'll get people to drive by and we'll have kids. I had this one little girl stop yesterday, a couple of times actually, and talk about how much she's excited about seeing this display and how she can't wait. And hearing things like that from the neighbors just adds fuel for me.
You can visit the Milliken Stranger Things Halloween display at 1615 Woodland Street Northwest this Halloween night. This has been Annabelle Howes with Cullman Today.
The annual Hanceville Trunk-or-Treat didn't let the rain slow it down. Sunday's event, organized by Friends of the Festival, shifted from downtown to the Civic Center and still drew a steady stream of families. Organizers reported strong turnout even with the last-minute move. The tradition began years ago as a church-led community celebration. After the pandemic, Friends of the Festival stepped in to keep it going, with continued support from church partners and community donations that help fund this and other local events. Inside the Civic Center, volunteers lined the floor with decorated tables and candy stations for safe, dry trick-or-treating. For many families, the fall gathering has become a must-do stop on the Halloween calendar. And after all that candy, organizers offered one more reminder for kids. Enjoy the fun and don't forget to brush. And that's your 4 stories in under 4 minutes. Now for a quick break before we look at the weather and pay our respects with obituaries. I'll be right back after this quick message. Let's take a moment to pause and remember those who have lost their lives this week. Ronald Tafford Nix, 74 of Arley, passed away Sunday, October 26th. Memorial services are incomplete at this time. Jason Charles Johnson, 51 of Cullman, passed away Friday, October 24th. Visitation will be held today from 5 to 9 p.m. in the Moss Service Funeral Home Chapel. A celebration of life funeral service will follow on Thursday, October 30th at noon at West Point Baptist Church, with interment to follow at Mount Hope Cemetery. He will lie in state from 10 a.m. until the service time at noon. Funeral service for Rayburn Luther Jones, 82 of Cullman, will be at 2 p.m. on Friday, October 31st at Cullman Funeral Home Chapel, with interment in Flint Creek Cemetery. Visitation will be Friday from noon to 2 p.m. at the funeral home. Michael David Bradford Sr. passed away Monday, October 27th. Graveside service will be held at noon on Thursday, October 30th at Duck River Cemetery. Our thoughts and prayers go out to their friends and families. Now let's take a look at your weather forecast. Today is going to be a wet, raw day. Periods of showers with a few rumbles possible and a gusty breeze shifting from south to west by afternoon. Temperatures struggle in the mid-50s. Keep the rain gear handy. Tonight, showers fade late, clouds hang tough. Cooler by daybreak with lows in the low 40s. Breezes ease a bit after midnight. On Thursday, brighter and cooler, partly sunny with a brisk northwest breeze and a high in the mid-50s. Thursday night, mostly clear and colder. Lows dip to the upper 30s. A good night for a heavier jacket and maybe the first hot chocolate of the season. And that wraps up today's edition of Cullman Today. Thank you for sharing your morning with us. And remember to stay connected by following us on social media and visiting CullmanTribune.com for the latest from our community. We'll be back bright and early tomorrow morning at 6:30 a.m. Until then, I'm Christine Wiggins with Cullman Today. Have a wonderful day, Cullman.